Hey guys, welcome back to KBM Talent. Today is Trick Tip Thursday, and we have been in competition mode. Back and forth, competition conventions every weekend. We just got back from Jump this weekend, had a great time. So I brought a sample score sheet to share with you and hope to give you a couple helpful hints. So at the top of the list of score sheets is usually something about technique. That is a big one. That has to do with your releve, your knees being straight, the proper position of pirouettes, where your passe is. All those kinds of things where your lines in your technical training come into play right there. Secondly, there usually is something about execution or choreography of the routine, how well you did. Were you able to use all of the space? Were you able to transition from maybe one of your technical moves to maybe a more stylized movement? Also, there's something usually on there about showmanship or personality. That's a big one for me. It's how well you bring the audience in, how you tell the story, how you relate to a song, maybe the emotion you're able to carry out. Because remember, when people are watching dance, you're not talking. Your body and your emotion and your connection with the song and the audience is what is bringing you to the audience and the judges so they know what's going on. Lastly, there's usually something about presentation or appearance, which is usually the costume or your hair being pulled back out of your face just so that you have a nice appearance out there. Usually a score sheet is worth about 100 points. And the first thing we talked about was technique. It's usually about 40 points, give or take. Sometimes at some competitions it may be 50 points or maybe 30, but about 40. And usually execution of the dance, the same thing, about 40 points, 40% of your score. And then usually the showmanship and the appearance sometimes is between 15% and 20%, depending on how you're gonna add up that 100%. At a typical dance studio competition, there's 3 judges and each have a score sheet that's worth 100 points. So your total score is the average of those 3 judges together, which is a total of 300 points. I'm gonna share with you my 2 most favorite things that I look for when someone is dancing for me. Number 1 is eye contact. A lot of people dance and they're dancing and they're all over the place and they're doing this fabulous performance, but they never look at me. And I want them to look me straight in the eye and dance to me too, and the audience. So keeping your eyes on the judges and the audience balanced is a very, very good tip to remember. And secondly, it's confidence. Nothing is more wonderful to watch than a confident dancer. They walk out on the stage, they get into their first pose, and they strike it no matter how good they are, no matter how weak of a dancer they are. When they're confident, they score big points with me. And the final tip I want to give you about any kind of audition or competition when you're being judged is dance is subjective. It's a matter of opinion. And whatever you feel your opinion is when you're out there may be different than my opinion. And remember that that's not wrong. Go out and do your best, be confident, and have fun.